Army with Blossom Barn Farm and Cidery, and today I'm going to do a day in the life of what it's like to be on this piece of ground. A lot of people ask, what's it like? What do you do every day? And today I'm going to show you. Just about ready to feed the animals in the morning. Because it rained overnight, I'm checking the rain gauge, and boy am I bleary-eyed, my goodness. We've been keeping rainfall records since 2002 and sending them and sharing them with the weather scientists at Colorado State University. The night before we got almost 3/10 of an inch, 29 hundredths of an inch. I am letting the sheep out first thing, so opening the big doors, and then Fonzie the cat is doing a great job of mousing, also gets fed, and he gets fed twice a day. The donkeys get fed grain, just a tiny bit of grain with their supplements in the morning, and then hay in the evening and in the morning as well. I let the chickens out and give them a little bit of scratch so they can spend some time in the yard. Give them a little bit of layer pellets, and then I check their water as well. And then I take the dogs out on their walk. It's a beautiful day, and we get to walk all along the creek, which is roaring right now. And this is how we spotted the mushrooms that I'm going to harvest at the end of the day. Got out of the barn, huh, ladies? My first project for today is going to be handling weeding and weed burning on this section of the landscape. It's rained a half an inch over the last 2 days, which is pretty awesome after it being so warm, and that makes weeding really easy. It also means there's going to be a lot of germination of weeds in the driveway area, and burning that can be really helpful at containing the weeds that are growing in the driveway and making it look nice and neat for our cidery visitors. If I do this weed burning once a week or every 10 days, it really tops things down. And here I'm weeding in a section over by the cidery. And the good thing is there's some tall oat grass there, and just a little bit of this grass is okay for the donkeys. Really need to watch how much lush green grass they get, because it's like eating a candy bar, and that's the last thing they need. The rest of it go into the compost pile. Our next task is to clean out the chicken coop, chicken palace. There's only 4 chickens in here right now. We're going to expand that at some point. It's enough eggs for us, but not enough eggs to do a lot more in terms of tasting room, like miso eggs, egg salad sandwiches, things like that we want to do, as well as batter for our crepes. So I clean this out like every 6 weeks, and I'm going to go ahead and knock that out. The hay that we use for bedding, as well as what we feed the animals, is all grown right here on the farm and stockpiled in the barn and used as needed. And it's part of the regenerative practices that we do here to grow as much as possible of everything that we use. Next up is line trimming. I'm going to line trim multiple times today because I'm using a battery operated line trimmer and only have 1 battery, so I have to do that multiple times. After grabbing lunch, the dogs and I spend some time out in the pairs, and I'm doing some weeding while they're running around. 15 minutes a day does a pretty good job at knocking out those weeds and keeping them down. The battery's charged and I'm back to line trimming out fence lines and along the pairs. I'm going to spend some time thinning the baby pears. The density of the pears on this variety is really high. The pears will be very small, and then the following year the tree won't produce it very much, so we need to balance that out by thinning. We save a lot of the field fencing for a variety of projects, and I'm building just some quick cages to use to trellis up the cucumbers in the garden. So I'm going to use T-posts, also salvaged from fencing projects, to build those cages out. I've been neglecting some of the really tall rye in the far upper pasture, and so I need to really mow that down with the tractor, and then just spending some time doing some line trimming or in some uneven ground. Eagle-eyed Aaron spotted these beautiful oyster mushrooms on one of our dog walks, so I'm down harvesting them, and we'll use these as the feature point of our dinner tonight. I saute the oyster mushrooms on high temperature with some shallots and add it to some rest of the meal, and boy, it was great with cider and wonderful to eat with Aaron.
Thank you.
Bud is limping a bit, so we give him an arthritis pill hidden in a carrot, and Emmy Lou gets a little treat as well. I'm also spending a little time brushing out Bud and Emma to get rid of some of their excess hair that they're getting as the change of seasons comes. At dusk, the sheep are all about making their way to the barn. They know that a little bit of grain is going to be there. It's our bribe to get them in at night. Donkeys get a little bit of hay. Fonzie gets a little bit of food, and then the sheep get just a tiny bit of grain. It's like a mouthful of grain for each sheep, but this is a good way to get them to come in at night so that they don't get eaten themselves by predators. And then it's closing up the big barn doors for the evening. It is 9 o'clock and we're finally done with all the tasks for the day, so I'm going to go inside and relax, get ready for bed, and start up again tomorrow. Good night, everyone.